Hi guys! So today I am going to be doing a kind of different video that I haven't done in a really long time, and that is a most anticipated releases for 2018. I've done like 2 of these videos in the past for books released in 2017, but I stopped doing them because I don't really read new releases, at least not like as soon as they come out. But there are actually quite a few ones being released in 2018 that I'm pretty excited for, so I figured I would tell you about them. They're also in no particular order. I know most people usually do them in order that they're being released in, but I'm just kind of showing you them as I added them to my Goodreads, so they're probably out of order, and some of them may have already been released by the time I post this video because I don't know when it's going up. The first one that I'm really excited for is Unbreakable by Sarah Ella. This is the 3rd book in the Unblemished trilogy, which I actually haven't read the first 2 books in the trilogy because you guys know I like to marathon series because I very easily forget things that happen in the first book. So I very painfully held off reading this series until the last book comes out, which will be May 1st of 2018. But I'm so excited because once this finally comes out, I'll be able to just marathon the series, and I love this cover. Like, all 3 of the covers in this trilogy are gorgeous, but I think this one is definitely my favorite one. The next book is Listen to Your Heart by Casey West, and this one is supposedly coming out on May 29th of 2018. From what I gather, this one follows a girl who ends up being a host for the school's podcast, which she never thought she'd do because she's not really that great at like public speaking and stuff like that. And of course it's a Casey West book, so there's going to be some kind of romance. I love Casey West books. I've read every single one except for the Pivot Point duology and her most recent one that came out, which I will be reading in February, so that will change soon. The next book is the one that may have already come out because it's being released January 30th, and that is The Hazelwood by Melissa Albert. From what I gather about this one, which the synopses are always very vague because I tend to just read them once and then forget about them, and I don't really want to know exactly what's going to happen in the book. But from what I gather just from watching other people's videos is that it follows this girl whose grandma is known for writing these like really dark fairy tales, and somehow this girl's mother ends up in the world of these fairy tales, and so she has to go there to try and save her mother. I've really veered away from the world of fantasy lately, but this one really caught my attention, one because of the cover, and 2 because everyone who's like received ARCs from it has said really amazing things about it, and that it's like really dark, which has obviously piqued my interest, and I think I'm gonna save this one to read like in December because it seems like a good wintry like dark fairy tale read. Next book is The Fates Divide by Veronica Roth, and this one should be released April 10th, and this book is kind of the same as the Unbreakable one by Sarah Ella. I haven't read the first book in the duology, which is Carve the Mark, because I've been waiting for the second one to come out, so now that it finally does, I'll be able to read both of them. Yeah, I'm pretty excited for this. I absolutely loved the Divergent trilogy. It's like one of my all-time favorite trilogies. So yeah, very excited to finally be able to read these books. The next book actually doesn't have a title or a cover. Supposedly being released November 6th of 2018, and it is the sequel to Renegades by Marissa Meyer, which I believe is also going to be a duology. This is the same as Carve the Mark and the other ones. I haven't read Renegades because I've been waiting until the second one comes out to just be able to read both of them. But this is another one, I feel like I've said this for every single one, but I'm super excited for this one to come out because I've read all of Marissa Meyer's other books except for her graphic novel ones, which I don't read graphic novels, so I'll probably never read those ones. But I love her writing and her characters. I've adored every single book of hers that I've read, so I'm really excited to finally be able to read Renegades and whatever this book is going to be called. The next book actually was already released on January 16th, and that is Truly Devious by Maureen Johnson. I believe this is a mystery book about a girl who goes to this school and she's trying to solve this cold case about someone who used to own the school, I think, maybe. I'm not really sure. I've never read a book by Maureen Johnson before, but I love mystery novels, and I've heard a couple people say that this is kind of similar to the Naturals series by Jennifer Lynn Barnes, which was one of my favorite series that I read last year, so I'm pretty excited to pick this one up. I actually don't know if I will read it this year because, as I said, I like to marathon the whole series, and this is just the first book, so I don't really know if I want to wait a whole year to read the second one if I really like it, but we'll see. This is another one. I love this cover. I don't know why, just like the dark blue and the orange is really appealing, which is weird because I don't don't like either of these colors. And then the final book that I am anticipating being released in 2018, which may be the one that I'm most anticipating, I'm not sure, and that is Reflection by Elizabeth Lim. This is being released on March 27th, and this is the 4th book in the Twisted Tales series. For those of you who don't know, the Twisted Tales series is more of companion novels, like you can read them out of order and none of the stories relate to each other, but they're basically retellings kind of the Disney films, but there's some kind of twist to them, but they like very closely follow the Disney films. And I've read the first 3, they're all right here. I loved every single one of them, except for the Sleeping Beauty one I was a little bit iffy on, but the first one, which followed, which was a retelling of Aladdin, and the third one, which was a retelling of Beauty and the Beast, were absolutely amazing 5-star reads. So this one, as you can see, is following Mulan, and the twist in this story is supposedly she has to go to the underworld. I don't 100% know. As I said, I don't read the synopsis more than once, but I'm super excited for this. Mulan is probably my favorite Disney film out of all the ones that they've done so far. The only thing I am a little bit worried about is that all 3 of the other ones were written by Liz Braswell, and this one has a new author, so hopefully I'll like her writing. I'm super excited for this. I feel like the Twisted Tales books can kind of be hit or miss with people. Like, if you love Disney films like me, I feel like you're either gonna really love them or really hate them. You're either going to really love them like me because it's like, oh, Disney, I love this, I want more of these characters all the time. Or you're going to really hate them because you're like, oh, you just ruined my favorite Disney film and butchered all of the characters. But I really have loved them so far, so I'm very excited for this one. So those were all the books that I'm very highly anticipating for 2018. Leave me a comment down below and let me know what ones you're highly anticipating. And yeah, that is all for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye!